What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today, to kind of wrap up the Beast Machines reviews, we're going to take a look at someone who is technically non-affiliated, even though he was sort of affiliated, and that's going to be Noble Savage, aka Beast Changer. I can't remember. I don't think they were able to trademark Noble Savage for whatever reason. Noble Savage is interesting. So in the show, he popped up, and it was kind of out of nowhere, and he had the voice of a very innocent-sounding David Kaye, and that should have already sent up red flags. Problem is, when I was a kid and watching this, I had no clue that that was innocent-sounding David Kaye. I think it was really cool that David Kaye did use his kind of like regular speaking voice for Noble, and they were trying to figure out who Savage was, and then finally they figured it out. Like it was the same creature, same character. Just instead of having a beast in a robot mode, it just had two beast modes. It was purely organic, and it was crazy that it did all that. But you know, Beast Machines was part of crazier things, I guess. So it turned out it was like Megatron, in an attempt to purge his body of all organic matter, essentially became all organic. So he became like double the thing that he hated, which is pretty funny. Now this figure, there is a Japanese variant for the Beast Wars Returns line. It's a little more difficult to find and a little more expensive. It has some more blue plastics that are used on it. So this is the Hasbro version, to be fair. And the Hasbro version definitely works out more for Savage, where I think the Takara one is a closer Noble. But there's still kind of like it's a better Savage either way, but I do display it as Noble. Eventually Night Scream kind of befriends the mindless, I guess, Beast, and you know, he helps the team out and stuff like that, so it's really cool. He's got an opening mouth gimmick. This is truly the thing of nightmares. Go Birds. So anyways, yeah, like that's kind of it. Like that's all he can really do. Now if you want to, you can, I believe I had him standing on these, just like straight up push-ups. Like it's intense. So if you want him like chasing after him, like these two things like were just like little tails or whatever. He didn't really use those for walking, but I mean, I guess you kind of could. Yeah, you can just kind of drag him along the ground, but he can handstand it, which is really awesome. Maybe in hindsight, those should have been robot feet, but or I guess Noble feet. So anyways, let's go ahead. It's a pretty quick, straightforward transformation. I don't think there's any sense in doing it off camera. It's it really is nothing to it. You know, at first I was like, man, I'm gonna hate this toy. A lot of people are, you know, trash talking it and this and that or the other, and it's like, you know, it doesn't look that great, and you know, while it does fall short, and I would never claim this to be like the reason you should get into Beast Machines. It's not awful, but it's not the best either. So while we're essentially here in Noble mode, I guess is what he's gonna be referred to as. Make sure I got those back. There we go. The Takara version, off the top of my head, if I can remember, it has, I think it's minus some red paint here on the face. I think it does keep this purple, this kind of pinkish purple, which was show accurate, which, you know, I do appreciate the Hasbro version owning. I think a lot of, actually, because this is a fully translucent piece, I think maybe the Takara one was missing all of the red paint on these translucent bits, but it also, instead of these red pieces here, it was blue, and I believe these red pieces here were also blue. I don't think there was any additional blue paint apps on the arms or anything like that, but like really and truly, it would have been very up the alley for Takara to kind of do a like two versions, like have one that's a Noble, have one that's more or less a Savage. You know, I guess for like an exclusive line, because it was exclusive to Toys R Us in Japan, that really wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense, just to kind of like push those two items out at the same time. I do find it interesting though that in the show, at least, they would show his wings. Like, he would never use them as noble, but they definitely showed them like kind of coming out, or you know, kind of being stowed away. So like he had access to them. So I don't mind leaving them attached in this mode. But you can pop them off with relative ease, and if you're all about storing stuff, you can have a slightly more noble looking noble. But yeah, this is one of those things, man. Like, if it wasn't so expensive, I think I would pick up another one just to paint essentially completely blue. I'd probably leave some of the red. I mean, like in this mode, I think it's a nice kind of contrast. But yeah, I would. He is pricey, and which is strange for such a lackluster figure. Like, it's not perfect, but it's not great. As far as the chicken legs go, I do like these. That was kind of the Beast Machine's design, I guess. And it's a nice system of just tight pin joints. And I wish the Mega Cheetor's legs were as I guess like as well put together as these. And you can extend them if you want to. Again, they're kind of like soft ratcheted, and you can get again, he can stand, he can support himself, and that's really what matters. So anyways, there is that. So yeah, I leave him because ultimately he did end up becoming a good guy and helping the Maximals. I leave him on the Maximal display of my Beast Machine stuff. So maybe that's something if you're looking into it. I don't think we'll ever get another Noble Savage through official channels, at least. Maybe third party. Even then, like, that's a huge maybe. Like, I very highly doubt that we would see that. But you never know, man. Third party has surprised us before. Official channels have surprised us before. So that is it for Noble Savage. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment box. I got a couple more Beast Machines reviews that I'm going to be pumping out. Some other, just some other kind of like extended stuff. Like I got the Cerberus, the gold plastic snarl. I think that'll be fun to do. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.